All right, welcome back, world, to another episode of the Hollywood Kippax podcast. I'm your co-host with the co-most, Alex Mills. Joined with me, as always, is Will Lopez. Will, how are you handling the apocalypse?
Goddamn guys. I wanna appreciate I wanna say I appreciate everybody that's hitting us up asking us how we're doing. Because we have friends out of the state and they're like, hey, I hope you boys are doing good. Guys, we are okay. The only one that's closer to the fires might be Alex. But
Well, I'm not in immediate danger.
yes.
I'm well away from the fire, from the
Yeah,
Pasadena fire at least. It has been dumping ash and really bad air quality in the last few days.
that was crazy.
That's been the complaint, but like otherwise, it's been interesting to observe it because I live up on a hill in East
Yeah.
Los Angeles and I have pretty good 360 views of the city and the city's been on fire. I mean, I have this my I'm a teacher and I have a classroom that has a really large panorama window from floor to ceiling, and I could see out towards Santa Monica and the Palisades. And I, in the Wednesday when it began, I saw the fires out that direction, and and then when I got home and I was just kind of hanging out at night, all of a sudden I see the fire up in the Sierra Madres, which is the mountain range above
Yeah.
Pasadena, starting to kind of go up, and then being a public school teacher, we're a public service, we're a public institution that serves the public, and we went in person for on Wednesday, and then it shut down minimum day, and then we all went home, and then the schools closed for the last part of that week, but yes, we none of the podcast members are in immediate danger of the fire. But we do think about the Man City community throughout the region because
Yes.
the our local, which is Hollywood MCFC, is at the Fox and Hounds at Studio City,
Yeah.
and Studio City had a few spot fires up above them, and then also on Thursday night, Runyon Canyon was on fire, which is the it's right by the Hollywood Bowl across the freeway from the Hollywood sign. So it
Yeah.
was burning really close to where I work. And so, it affects everyone. It affected no matter where we're at, east side, west side, north side, south central. It was affecting everyone. So, um,
But yeah,
so
but for
yeah, go ahead.
everybody asking what's up and how we're doing, we're fucking fine, guys. Thank you for
Yeah.
asking and thank you for your concern.
Yeah, so the last bit I'll leave it on is, so I did make a post about it, and I did share a link to the LA Fire Department's Fun Firefighter Foundation, where you can donate money to help them get supplies because they need supplies like
Yes.
hydration packs and whatnot. It
Yes,
is in
sir.
the link in our Instagram. Once again, our Instagram is Hollywood Kippax Official. And if you are inclined to donate money to help out with the firefighting efforts, do so. Click on the link, make a donation, so that we can help the brave LA firefighters in fighting the fires because it's still going on. Right, it's not going on like they're not. It's not blazing, but it's still
Yeah.
the containment efforts are still very well at hand because those fires are going to be smoldering all week, and we also have a high wind advisory right now.
Yeah.
So if the winds come back, those fires can whip up and they can get a second life. So that's what the situation is right now. Hopefully they can get contained and then we can go back to it. Won't be life as usual because there's a lot of people who lost their homes, structures lost, but returned to a kind of sense of normalcy. But our thoughts go out to everyone who's lost their homes, people who have been evacuated or are still being
Mhm.
in sheltered right now and haven't been able to go back to their homes. So just spare a thought, make a donation, but otherwise we're okay.
Any donation counts, guys. Please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we're here to, get away from that and talk about our team, Manchester City.
Yes, sir.
And this weekend, good result to say the very least. We beat
Great
Salford
result.
City 8-0. And honestly, what could be said? It's an 8-0 result. And the young guns were definitely on display. James McAtee, the youngster that got his debut goal, which his name escapes me at the moment, made his first
Umbuma,
goal. Obama, yeah.
Mabuma, Mubama, something
So
like that. I
so
forgot.
will you watching this FA third round match? Give me your
Yes.
thoughts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that we got to see everybody that's not playing in that game. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Everybody that's on the bench. We got to see fucking Jackie play, Jeremy Doku. Who else got to play? Gundo, Mateus Nunez, everybody. Ederson. Ederson got to play. He got to start right there. So it was just good. It's you saw that these guys miss fucking playing. You know what I mean? You saw that these guys wanted to deliver. And if you told me we were playing Salford City 4 weeks ago, I'll be like, fuck. I don't even know who that is. No disrespect to the team, but I would have been like, damn, dude, we're in some shit right now. But things are turning around this year, and the guys put on a fucking clinic. The guys put on a fucking clinic, and goddamn, James McAtee fucking scores 3 goals. Doku scores two. Nico Riley scores one. Like these
A
guys,
banger, yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's a mixture of the academy and the mixture of the starting 11, and I love the way the result was beautiful.
Yeah. So for our listeners who weren't familiar with Salford City is not just any club. And they are a lower level club, but they're not just any clubs because
Okay.
Salford is think of I mean, it's not really any particular example, but think of like Long Beach as like Salford and LA is like Manchester. You know what I mean? Like Salford is a city that's pretty big on the west side of Manchester. That is like a pretty big city. The BBC is located in Salford. Their headquarters is located in Salford.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
the Salford City is owned by the Man United class of 92. So the players that were associated with the 90s, the treble winning squad, like David Beckham. I'm not sure if Beckham is a part of it, but Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, Paul Scholes, they're part of this ownership collective that owns Salford City. So, because
Okay.
Salford City is a very close club to and proximal to Manchester United, because Old Trafford is on the west side of Manchester in Salford.
Mm.
So, and that's why we give them shit for it because they're technically in Salford, they're not in Greater Manchester. City is the only club that's in properly in Manchester because they're more on the eastern edge by like downtown. You know what I mean? Kind of like
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
LAFC is. You know what I mean? But like,
There we go.
yeah, and so this Salford City team was like when they were bought by the class of 92, they were like in the not they were in the non-league sides. They were like in like like the National League. And
Mm.
then they've been kind of working their way up. Think of it like Wrexham, you know how like Rob McElhenney and Deadpool guy, fuck, what am I forgetting his name? Uh bought the team and just moving up to the Welcome to Wrexham series. Have you ever seen that?
I've
Will?
seen pieces of it. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's like that. Then Cost of 92 is kind of like trying to do that with Salford City, trying to get them to like the championship, but they've kind of stalled. But Salford City they had won 6 games on the bounce. So this was going to the side. And like if you talk to any humble Man City fan the last like 2 months that's been watching this side, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we weren't taking that FA Cup round for granted, right? There was
Yeah.
a
Of
like
course.
I mean, obviously we know the quality of our side. Like we know that we could easily batter Salford City like that 8-0. But like any City fan that was like actually watching this team, we were like, oh shit, we could probably lose to this team. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
and you thought like when I was watching this game, I was at the gym and we went up 2 goals up. And I'm like, okay, it's a comfortable lead. But in soccer, a 2-0 lead is the which I say it's one of the toughest leads to hold. It's where you get complacent and they can easily come back and get 2 goals and the game's an even game, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like so like, and they were getting some like shots on goal, like some threatening shots, and like easily you could have seen this game where Salford City gets one back when we were 2-0 up, and then
Yeah.
you see our side deflate. Like that's been the mentality issue with our side is that like, okay, we're 2-0 up, where's Man City? We're doing really well. And then all of a sudden they get a goal back, and then all of a sudden that just gets them right back into the game, and we're kind of mind fucked, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we are back. This game is kind of like, back on level playing terms. But what do we see? We saw the young players step up, some really great football. Doku, I think, has a goal and assist, 2 goals and assist. And
Two goals. Yeah.
yeah, and then we see Nico Riley score a banger. Devin Mumbaba get his debut goal, and then James
Yeah, it throws me off too, dude.
Mubama. It's Devin Mubama. Okay. Yeah.
Obama.
Had to
Yes,
work
yes, yes.
had to iron that one out. But then
Okay.
you see Jack Grealish get his first goal in like however months, 18 months, from the spot, and then James McAtee, I think every City fan has been crying for this guy to get more playing time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Finally get the playing time, and he puts up a clinic. He gets a hat trick. You know what I mean? And very much the man of the match. But yeah. So let me ask this question, Will. So with this result, do you think this gives us a little bit more confidence moving forward? Like, we're kind of building on smaller wins. What is it now? 3 on the bounce? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Does this game give us any more confidence now?
We have
Okay.
momentum. We have momentum, and to see our first starting 11 big dicks fucking win, and then seeing the little dicks win, it's gonna bring some confidence. It's gonna bring some confidence back into the training facility. Because I mean, this is something we needed. Like every fucking loss we had before, it was like just draining the team of its fucking positivity, and like it was just not good for the team. And now, it was cool seeing every time one of our guys scored, whether it be Doku, McAtee, whoever, they would pan the camera to the bench, and you would see Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Haaland. They were like, okay, hey, that was very good. Like hell yeah, So it, it, it's like man, how did I say it? When I watch Inside City, like on YouTube, it's like a big family. It's like a big family, and all the homies are hanging out and they're having fun training, and so in the recovery room, they're like, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, they're all playing and stuff. In that span of that 12 weeks, it was not like that, bro. A lot of fucking heads hanging low and stuff. And now, I think Savinho and Erling Haaland ignited something in the team. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And now, I hate to say it, but it's spreading like wildfire.
Damn. Damn. We going with
Uh, I can
with
say that. I can say that. I'm in LA.
if you're not from
No,
LA,
but
you
it's
cannot
true.
make fire jokes. If you're from LA,
Yeah,
no
no
fun
fire
from
jokes.
non-LA people in this chat. Uh, but uh,
Oh my
but
god. Guys, please don't shit on me
no,
for
he's
that. Don't come at me. Don't come
canceled.
at me.
That's
All
canceled.
right. Yeah.
But like, I've been listening and I digest other city podcasts, and there's I think a robust debate around this, because we did see Grealish get his first goal in 18 months. He did not score a goal for the entirety of 2024. Um,
This guy was trying so hard in this game, bro. I don't know if you
I
watched
did.
this
I mean,
game, but
I was
okay.
watching most of the first half. Yeah.
He was trying. He looked desperate for a goal, bro. And the fact that he didn't give Savinho that assist to the
Yeah.
right, and then he tried to juke to the left, and he got fucking sandwiched between those two defenders, and it looked
Yeah.
bad. It looked bad. I was like, oh fuck, there, he's gone. He's gonna be gone in an injury. To get up and ask for that penalty, dude. You know what I mean? I was like, this guy really wants to score,
Yeah.
bro.
So, but the question I want to ask is this, because I think there's been a lot of revisionism around Jack Grealish's contributions to the Man City side in his duration of his career, because he joined the squad in about 2020, and and I feel like his goal drought has really created some polarizing opinions about what Jack Grealish's role has been in the squad, and his role moving forward. I know we're in the January transfer window, but um, you know, let me ask this. I know it's kind of a loaded question, but is Jack Grealish has Jack Grealish been important for this team? Does he still have a role in Man City moving forward?
Hmm. I mean, this whole past season, we were like, where the hell's Jack? Like, what's going on? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But I mean, in the first 2 years, we saw some dope shit from Jack. You know what I mean? And it's just one year that he just goes missing. But I say we give him one more
you
season.
think so?
Just to, yeah, because like I'm saying, like We just came from a really great area in the season, and now it's like everybody knew. Oh, this happens all the time. Once 2025 hits, that's when shit flips over and we start bringing results.
Yes.
And it's like everybody knew. Everybody knew. There was memes all about it and everything. And it's happening. So I hope this goal does something for him. I hope it ignites something because, like I said, it happened for Savino. It happened for Haaland, and Doku just scored 2 goals, and McAtee. And this brings something out of a player. When you score and you hear that fucking the roar of the people, and you're like, oh my God, I'm that guy. You know what I mean? And to do it twice in one game, imagine James McAtee takes his first fucking game ball home. He's gonna be like, you know what? I need to chase this feeling. Because that's it's just beautiful when you perform like that. Everybody appreciates you. Everybody loves you. You go on Instagram, you go on the city news, you go on YouTube, and you have all these great reviews and everybody praising you. You chase that feeling. So I'm pretty sure if we give him one more season, if not, then I see something happening where he might join Arsenal.
You think that's the arc?
Yeah, yeah. I could see him going to Arsenal.
Interesting. Um, because I just wanted to weigh in on this Jack Grealish debate because, like, in that troubled season, Jack Grealish was so important to how he played. Jack Grealish
Oh
is
yeah.
one thing about Jack Grealish is that he's really good at attracting fouls, and he can get
Hmm.
fouls. He gets in free kick positions, and KDB takes over. And then when they're on the counterattack, he can attract a foul, stop their play, so we can reset in our shape. And he was good for an assist, right? And if you go back to his
Yeah.
career, even at Aston Villa, if you look at the season before he joined City, how many goals he scored in that season? He scored 8 goals. So I think if anyone was expecting him to be like a 30 goal game, a 30 goal season, winger or striker or whatever, I think they're
Yeah.
severely remiss on that fact. But like, I think he's played a role in the squad, and he's been out of the squad for the last like year and a half for a variety of reasons, right? So, I mean, like injury is one of them. He has suffered some interesting tragedies. Like, I think his house was robbed at one point. His
Yeah.
mentality, I think, has been called into question. And I do see how he could be criticized for that. Like, like letting the success get to him too much, kind of slipping into some complacency and stuff, and maybe letting himself just get too loose and just
Lost in the
lost. And
sauce.
yeah, and he's a guy that loves to party, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so he so that's where he's at. And I think the way Pep put it in the press conference is like, I want Jack Grealish still in the squad, but I want to
Yeah, of
know if
course.
Jack still wants it. You know what I mean? Like, does Jack still want to be a part
Yeah.
of this squad? You know what I mean? But he's gonna have to fight for it. You know what I mean? So that's where I think Jack Grealish stands with his career at Man City. If we were to release him in the summertime or sell him in the summertime, I think I'd be cool to part ways with them, see him out of the squad. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But like acknowledging the fact that what he's done for the squad. You know what I mean? Like all of the praise to him, but at this point, I'm just not really sure about his mentality. But hey, he is. Uh, you know, we'll see. But you know what I mean? But we got some people now in the chat. We got George Aldapa in the chat, and always
Hey,
wondering you guys are good with the
Giorgio.
fires going on. We are good. We're not in immediate danger. Thank you, George, for jumping on. Good to see you. And then we have the legend Cameron Millage on.
Oh, the Spurs
And
legend.
Cam weighs in on that no one's going to want to take on his wages, so, referring to Jack Grealish. So
I mean, the way things are going, yeah, he's
yeah.
absolutely right.
So uh, that leads us to what's our final takeaways on this FA Cup match? We do play either Derby County or Leighton Orient in the next round. Derby County is traditionally a first division side in English football. They're currently in the championship. Leyton Orient, I believe, is a League One team. So very
Mhm.
traditional English football club. So how do you feel in this competition, Will? And just maybe City's trophy hopes for this season.
We can't let it slip away like last season, especially to United again. Fuck no.
No.
You know what I mean? We were hungover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
That's why
from
we
winning four in a
lost.
row.
But
But speaking of
yeah.
Man United knocked out Arsenal in the FA Cup. Were you watching that match, Will?
Yes, and they also knocked out Liverpool.
That's true.
How crazy is that? But I think Liverpool's doing the City thing where we throw away that fucking tournament because they got other bigger fish to fry,
True.
you know? But yeah, that Arsenal loss, that was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and Arteta's under some fire right now. What's up with this fire jokes? They're just coming out of me, dude. I'm
Like
sorry.
I have a note on my screen right now. Just stay away from any fire innuendos on this podcast. Fire,
I'm sorry. They're just
stay away from fire
yeah.
innuendos.
I'm just spitting fire
Oh
right now, dude.
no!
Oh shit.
Canceled. Canceled. Will's being
Oh my god.
insensitive.
Nah, but nah, it's just Arteta, yeah, dude, it's getting down and I mean, you see coaches are getting fired right now. Damn, it just keeps coming out. Yeah, there I mean, look what happened to Sean Dyke.
He did.
Got replaced by David
David Moyes,
Moyes.
yeah. Uh,
And I think some other coach got fired too.
uh,
Might have been the Nottingham Forest
I
coach.
haven't seen the news, but I have been tracking the Everton news, and that
Yeah.
David Moyes is in as coach. This is his second stint at Everton, and but but it's giving us there's been a revival of AFTV content now. You know what I mean? And I think that's what this is the best thing for is that we're seeing frustrated Arsenal fans who keep pushing up the ball up the hill. You know what I mean? Only the Rock to
Hmm.
fall back down on them, and they just do it all over again. And
Like there was a fan that said, "Yes, thank you. The team is doing great, and we're competing, but that's about it. We need to start winning titles. We need to start bringing some kind of silverware back to the fucking back to the stadium because that's all they're doing is
yeah,
competing.
much like
That's it."
Tottenham, Cameron.
Ooh.
Cameron thinks he's
Sh-
smart in the chat right now. You know what I mean? And
What?
I just had to remind him, stay humble, eh? You know what I mean? Stay humble.
Is he being cool again?
No, he's
God
just
damn it!
saying shit like, "Oh, like not if you match up with Spurs in the FA Cup." Ho ho ho. Like it's
Hey,
like
you
kind of
never
like that
know.
shit. You know what I mean?
And I heard he's local now, right?
Eventually he'll be local. He's still in San Diego, very
Okay,
much in San Diego.
okay.
But yeah, he's just chirping in the chat, and and speaking of people who just stay perennially competitive, isn't that Spurs? You know what I mean? They love to hang around the top 5, but never win anything. And I think Arsenal fans are
Oh,
more or less in the same vein, right? So,
yes.
but yeah, it's giving us good AFTV content, and we could be happy with that. So it's just something to drink on this anyhow, there's been a lot of happenings in the city sphere lately, particularly on the transfer end. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Abdulkadir Kusanov has signed with City. The center back for RC Lons for 40 million euros plus add-ons until 2029. Will, how stoked you are about the signing?
Man, I I keep watching this guy's highlights every now and then, and they keep popping up on Instagram. God damn, that guy. These Uzbekistan guys are a different breed, bro. They're a different breed. You know what I mean? So, and this guy is a player that tucks his shirt in. You know, so that says a
He's a man
lot.
about his business,
You
right?
know.
When you tuck your shirt in, you're like, you about to do some business. You know what I mean?
You're about
You're about
that life, bro.
he's definitely thug life, dude. Like he's like,
You know what I
I don't
mean?
want my shirt all loose. I want my shit tied in. You know what I mean? Uh
I'm sure him and Rodri would get along just fine.
I think that they should just mandate tucking in your shirt on the city squad, just like just making a mandate, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's like it's like in
Mhm.
baseball, like wearing your socks up high instead of putting them down. I always thought that wearing your baseball pants low, like, you know, like pants was kinda lazy,
Mhm.
but, like, when you roll it up, it's like you're scrappy, you know what I mean? Like, you're ready to go, you're ready to steal bases, you're ready for this shit, you're about your business. But, yeah, so,
Will Lopez equals Uzbek
he
football enjoyer.
Uzbek. He t Will watches the Uzbek Premier League, if there is such a thing, in the
I'm just saying, I like a lot of Uzbekistan fighters in the MMA, and those guys do not fuck around, dude. These guys are strict. No girls, no alcohol, no drugs, no partying. Just straight business and training. That's all they
the
fucking
only
do,
high they
dude.
get is just blows to the head, you know what I mean? Like, they just get fucking knocked in the head, and that little, like, brain rattle, like, generates a high, and they fucking get all you know what I mean?
He's a young looking player, but those
Those
eyes,
eyes are
you can
you
see
could see
you can see
you can
war in
see
those
Genghis
eyes.
Khan in those eyes, you know what I mean? On the steps, just channeling that rage of destroying and pillaging cities and, in those eyes, in the
Hey,
central steps of Asia.
and imagine being the first Uzbekistan player in the EPL. That's a fucking big thing for them. These guys are. If you see everything about Kusanov in the comments, you'll see all their people are so proud for
Yeah.
this. You know what I mean? To see these guys are riding on his back to see him represent that fucking that country in the EPL, bro. So that's
I
fucking
should get
awesome.
the
You know?
Uzbekistan flag in the background, you know what I mean? Just fly that in the background of the Uzbek flag. But yeah, you know, you love to see it. Cities coming out in this January window swinging, you know what I mean? Like January
Yeah,
windows begin,
yeah.
boom, 3. All right. We got
Finally,
Kusanov,
finally,
Marmoush probably is gonna get signed this week, and then we're
that's
bidding
the
for
one.
Victor Rice, but we can get right into that with Marmoush. So, Marmoush once again, winger, can play center as a center forward, um, plays for Eintracht Frankfurt, which is on the come up in the league, and it looks like we're probably gonna be paying about 70 million euros for Marmoush. So, how excited are you for Marmoush, Will?
Very excited. I just hope that Pep has something where we can play we can play two forwards. You know what I mean? Or because I don't want it to be a thing like we did with Julian. It's either him or it's fucking Erling Haaland. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because if it's like that, you're gonna have Marmouche on the goddamn bench all the time. That's not what I want. The guy, the guy helped Frankfurt go to third place. You know what I mean? He has 30 goal involvements this season. Like, dude, utilize him right
yeah.
now. You know, please don't bring him and send him off somewhere. Utilize him right now because this is what we need. You know, so I'm excited. I'm excited, and I can tell Mo Salah's on some like sideways looking at him. You know, like, oh shit, okay, another Egyptian in the EPL. I thought I was gonna be the only one.
Yeah.
Nah, nah,
I
nah.
mean, Marmoush. Well, okay. This is what I want to say about Haaland. Haaland has played probably when he's not injured. He's played probably every minute he's been available. You know what I mean? And I think we're
Yeah,
starting to see that's unacceptable because he that makes him just more susceptible to injury if he doesn't have a backup. And we kind of used him last season. Like we played the hell out of him. He gets injured. Then we put on Julian Alvarez, and
and he
he
does
does
great.
great, and then when Halan goes back, we just put Halan back, and Alvarez goes on the bench, and then obviously that lack of playing time
He
wants
wants
to
to leave.
leave, and yeah, so it becomes this vicious cycle. So I think one of the lessons I think Pep needs to learn definitely is to not play Halan a lot and rely on your backup striker. Like, so we're bringing in Marmoush, which is a great signing. He seems like he's going to be just as talented as Julian Alvarez potentially, you know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
so like we need to lean on our backups, you know what I mean? Lean on the backups because he can play winger on the left side and he can also play as a center forward. So we need to use them, you know what I mean, and give Halan some rest, you know what I mean, moving forward because we
Yeah.
can't afford to lose Halan either, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
definitely could be an impact signing. Um, it's just interesting to see if Kusanov gets immediately into the squad. You know what I mean? Um,
I hope so. We
Yeah,
need it.
considering the fact that, John Stones feels better, as the reports have been saying, Diaz is still injured, so,
Hmm.
maybe throwing Kuznetsov in the mix with there, but who knows? I don't think the goal necessarily for Pep is immediate impact, but, I think we'll see, you know what I mean? And we also yeah,
Imagine Ake, Kusanov, Akanji, Rico Lewis. I like that
yeah.
lineup. That sounds
Big,
fucking
tall
nice.
dudes. Big, tall dudes
You know
all
what I mean?
around, you know what I mean?
All down for their
Yeah,
shit.
all no fucks to give.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so, one thing we're also too we're in a bidding war or we're kinda going back and forth with Palmeiras for Victor Rice, which is another defender. Do you know anything about this character, Will, or are you still trying to sort him out?
I've been I haven't done my homework on him, but I'm aware of who he is and where he's from and stuff. But I haven't seen any action
Yeah.
from him.
I mean, yeah, I my knowledge of him is very limited, but signing another defender can't hurt. You know what I mean? And depending on who leaves in the summer window, and I've heard some rumblings that potentially Ake could leave in the summer window, and that would be a huge loss because Ake is my favorite defender on the city. You know what I mean? And we'll
Yeah.
see where how everything's stand. You know what I mean? I don't see Diaz going anywhere. I think Diaz is probably going to be captain now with this whole Walker drama. And then also
Hmm.
Akanji is stepping into the role that I think John Stones previously occupying. John Stones is a whole world we can get to, kind of in a similar situation, I think, to Grealish, because Grealish, I mean, like the question for someone like Grealish and Stones is who's going to pay their wages after they play for Man City and they've won everything, right? Like Grealish could be seen as a liability, and John Stones is definitely an injury liability. So you don't know what kind of John Stones you're going to get. So what's his resale value going to be like is going to be interesting. But I don't see
Yeah.
him playing. John Stones is definitely gone next season. But Grealish, that says maybe it's depending on how much we could sell him for, who do we sell him for, and whatnot. But yeah. So any final what you can say about those any of those three signings? Any final thoughts? Okay.
No. I just hope they happen and they happen
Okay,
soon.
so we're talking about some comings in, but now we talk about some outgoings, right? So, interesting is that Mainz, a German team, is interested in James McAtee. Have you been following this, Will? And what do you think of that?
Yes. Yes. The guy scores one hat trick and now everybody wants to take him off of
Yeah,
us. You know what I mean? Like it's like when Leicester City had that fucking amazing fucking squad and then everybody just picked them off. Maguire, Mahrez, fucking but everybody just left Jamie Vardy there. Can we just Jamie Vardy, James McAtee, and just leave him the fuck alone and let him stay there? You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because it's Stuttgart, fucking Borussia, FC Mainz, fucking all these fucking guys are interested in our guy, but FC Mainz is the one in the lead when it comes to interest, and you can't blame the guy. The guy wants to fucking play. He wants to play, so everybody's saying go ahead, sell him, but put a buyback clause so we can get him later on. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Let him have his time somewhere else, or just be smart where our investment comes back. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because for him to go to the Bundesliga and get experience and come back, the Bundesliga is no joke,
yeah.
bro. That's a very aggressive fucking league, and a lot of players, a lot of amazing players come out of there. So with a team like FC Mainz, and for him to go and be a starter there and then come back, that would be the best plan.
Like we're starting to see the Bundesliga become actually competitive for once. Like, because
Yeah.
like for the longest time it was dominated by Bayern, but this last season, Leverkusen was invincible. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
now you're starting to see these other teams starting to come up into the conversation, like Eintracht Frankfurt, Mainz, Stuttgart. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like they're seeing those teams starting to make a push for the title. You know what I mean? And I think
Yeah.
that's going to be good for just the quality of talent that is coming out from the Bundesliga. You know what I mean? To see more teams competitive in that league. So I
Yep.
mean, like no wonder why City are kind of copying some of the up and coming players in that league from say like teams like Leverkusen or Eintracht Frankfurt. So yeah, you know what I mean? So that's definitely a league to keep a look on and see what players, could potentially play for City, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
outgoings, right? And I think the big one is Kyle Walker. So Kyle Walker has been linked to AC Milan. He's already said that he does not want to continue playing for City, and in fact had a leaving party this last weekend in England.
Wow.
So it looks like he's very much out the door. He tore tore the captain's armband off, gave it to whoever Diaz, and then just basically was like, "I'm out." And I'm going to AC
Hey,
Milan.
Italy's gonna be good to him. I'll say that much. And for him to go to AC Milan, I think it's a
You
great
think
fit.
so?
Oh yeah, dude. He's getting old, but that's what it is in the Serie A. It's just old dudes that are fucking still tough as fuck. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to
Yeah.
defenders. So it's gonna be great, and you never know. From what it sounds like, there might be a United player joining them to go to AC Milan, and that might be Marcus Rashford. So he'll have a comrade, English comrade there. So hey, man, you never know, dude. So from what it sounds like a good fit for him. And I mean, the guy likes girls, so there's plenty in Italy. So
Yeah, you mentioned Marcus Rashford, but like imagine this crazy hypothetical where Rashford goes from United and signs with Man City to play. Like we signed Marcus
bullshit.
Rashford.
No,
But what he signed
no,
we
no, no.
signed Marcus Rashford and he has the career that he should have had at United at City.
Ha! That would be so. You're on some fucking Apache shit right there with Carlos
I
Tevez.
mean,
You know what
I'm
I mean?
smoking a
Like,
little bit of the Scante right now, but like Marcus Rashford,
Buscante.
but I think you're right on that. I think the Serie A can be a little bit of a retirement league, or like like the penultimate step in their career. Like they go play in the Serie A, and then they go to like the MLS after that. You know what I mean? Like they kind of still want to stay in Europe. They go play for a Serie A team that has no problem with paying for older players that are past their prime, and maybe try to
Hmm.
squeeze 1 or 2 more seasons of good quality play out of him, and then like
Hmm.
they cast him aside. You know what I mean? But I'm not aware of the Serie A standings right now, but I do believe Atalanta is first. The club that I love
Hmm.
in the Serie A is ahead in that league. And then where is AC Milan? AC Milan is 8th. And then it's Atalanta's third now. So Napoli, Inter, Atalanta, and Milan is in 8th. So I think that could potentially work
Look,
out for AC Milan.
and like Cameron says, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Fikayo Tomori are also at Milan. So it's gonna be a party for those guys. There's gonna be like, oh shit, there's plenty of fucking good ass players in that fucking team. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think Tammy Abraham is in fucking AC Milan too, and I believe Captain America too.
Yeah,
Uh,
Pulisic.
yeah, Pulisic. So that team is pretty stacked, bro. And they just the quality's there. They gotta know how to set the pieces and see who does what. But it sounds like a star-studded team right now. So I don't know. That's pretty exciting for them to acquire fucking Marcus Rashford and old boy Kyle
Yeah,
Walker.
so I mean, I've always rated Tamori as a center half, and it's always been a mystery why he was left out of the England squad. Gareth Southgate didn't pick him as his center back for England, and then also Cameron's right to point this out that Checo had a renaissance at Roma, so
Oh
so
yeah. Oh
some
yeah.
players that drift off from the city sphere and land in the Serie A, and
Man,
yeah, so uh,
that's one player I wish that would have came
you
back.
think Checo? Yeah, that would have been a cool. That would
Eden Eden
retire him as a
Dzeko,
City
fuck,
player.
that player was something
Yeah.
else, bro.
Um,
Yeah.
but anyhow, so we have that, and like I don't know if this qualifies as city news, but I guess I'll mention it because it is a bit interesting. But we're getting to the matters of the heart, the matters of love right now, and it has been revealed that Pep Guardiola is separating from his wife, Christina Serra. Um,
Ooh.
and this is a soccer podcast. We should really keep it on soccer. But I can't help but
Yeah.
notice it. Um, first of all, did you pay attention to that, Will, or is this the first time you're hearing this?
Ooh, is this why we had those bad 12 weeks? Because this could this have been been affecting? Is that why he scratched
Well,
himself?
maybe, but and you're actually, but like, okay, I'll just keep it real. My thoughts on this really short because it does affect the team, right? So, um, like
Yeah.
Pep is a competitor. Pep is one of the best coaches
Mm-hmm.
across all sports of all time. He's up there in the canon, like John Wooden, Phil Jackson, Alex Ferguson. Baseball teams like
Mm-hmm.
Joe Torre. Like he's up there with like the most winningest coaches of all time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he and like I remember this was a throwaway interview. It was like City was just doing some social media content. I think it was Jack Grealish and Haaland that were doing this bit, and he was like, and Grealish made this comment to Haaland saying, "Well, I could see you being a manager one day, Haaland," and he was like, "No, I really wouldn't want that. I don't want to be like Pep. Pep is the first one to show up in the morning and the second one to and the last one to
To
leave.
leave.
He's that kind of manager,
Yeah.
which is a good quality. You know what I mean? Like he's first in, last out. You know what I mean? Like he puts 100% dedication to this team. And this is why we've won a treble. This is why we've done 4 in a row because he has poured himself into this team, right? Which leaves you thinking that he probably has very small, no time for his like family, right? His wife. He is
Yeah.
Spanish. And it is a notable thing that of Spanish players and coaches that play in Spain, in England, or coach in England, that like the weather's awful. You know what I mean? I'm sure his wife's back in Spain. He hardly sees his wife. He's putting all his time into this team, right? And it leaves you thinking around this like last fall. It's like what happened. So he did commit to sign another a contract extension with City, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sure his wife didn't like that, and maybe he made some promises behind the scene where it's like, oh, I'm gonna retire, but he just can't help himself. He's a competitor, right? He wants to stay with City, so he re-signs his contract, and I think that's what we saw was maybe what precipitated it. So not only is it did the team break down as soon as he signed his new contract, his marriage broke down because possibly, you know what I mean? So like there's a downside to success, really, honestly. I mean, like a lot of the most successful people, have fractured personal lives, and you know what I mean? And it's really sad to see a relationship break up, but it kind of gives you what it takes to be successful. And sometimes shit happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Cam, Cam, Cam says he's gonna be on his full Tom Brady.
it's a similar parallel. I mean, if you're aware, Tom Brady was married to Giselle Bundchen, and like he kind of did the same thing to her. Like he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna retire," but then he went to go play for the Buccaneers, and didn't he win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
So but
Yes.
then that
Yes,
ended
season.
his relationship with his wife, and he has kids with them, like
Yeah.
young kids with them. So, but that's competitors for you, right? Like just they need that high of competition, right? They need to be constantly like in the competition, you know what I mean? And sometimes that wrecks their personal lives, you know what I mean? And but like, that's all I really want to say about someone's personal life like that. But you can really see it, and like, there's the downside to success, as we've seen it with City. City has been on this really bad, poor run of form in the last few months, and
Yeah.
like, it's like how do we maintain that standard of excellence and stuff? But it means really sacrificing a lot. So
Yeah. I mean, Pat TMW just said that explains Pep's behavior, and now Pep will be 100% focused on
yeah,
Man
I
City.
believe
So.
that's John Owen. John, what's going on? John Owen.
Oh, that's John
Yeah,
Owen. Hey, I fucking love
yeah.
that guy, dude. John
Appreciate
Owen.
appreciate your interactions. Hope you're
That's
doing
my guy.
well. But yeah, I mean, now he's gonna be focused on City, but you know what I mean. But it's kind of like, what do you leave him behind? It's just like, but
Mm,
hey, this is a City podcast. We'll keep it on soccer, but we just to kind of make a little side, make an aside about the affairs of the heart. But we're right back into it. So
yeah.
so any other City news, Will, that you want to discuss? Anything that's on your mind? Burning questions?
I keep seeing these goddamn videos, and I don't want to entertain this, but there's these videos all over goddamn YouTube about oh Pep has officially announced Messi coming back, and then somebody made a whole video about, and it sounded so believable. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, he wants to go Messi wants to go one more go, so he's gonna come on loan to Man City and finish the season to help us out. And you have to see the video. I'm gonna send it to you, bro. And I was just like, "Is this real?" I'm like, "Nah," because I don't hear shit about
Well,
it on the
it's been
media.
confirmed. I think Messi said in an interview that Inter Miami is gonna be his last club that he's a part of. So, I mean,
Yeah,
if you take it on his word, he's not going anywhere. He's not there was rumblings that he was gonna go back to Argentina, play for his boyhood
yeah,
club, but he said that Inter Miami is his last club, so taking it on his word, that's where he's gonna end his career. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And then the Paul Pogba
Yeah,
stuff
I've
too.
just been seeing that a lot of the AI content for some reason is becoming
Yes, that's
way
what it
more
was.
believable. Like, you see these, like, really stupid AI videos, and I'm like, "What?" But, like, it's you could sometimes in the past, you could tell when it's an AI video because it's really fast
Yeah,
superimposed, but some of these videos are like,
I'll be like,
"What the fuck?" Like, that's a real ass
"N-
video.
n-
It's like but it's like, "Wait, is that
new
real?"
EPL news, citizens," and like it'll be all like
Yeah,
robotic and
and
shit.
then,
It's just funny.
well, because I also get I mean, we already talked about the fire, but, like, there were some AI photos of the fire, and there was one that was circulating around social media. It was like the Hollywood sign was on fire, and actually was not true. That was and there's
Mm.
there's AI footage now that's super believable. So, just a reminder to our audience, do not believe what you see, especially when it comes to Messi signing with City. Yeah,
I was like, God damn it. Stop fucking with
yeah.
me, dude. I'm like,
So
oh, I saw like 10 minutes of that
oh,
video. It
you're like,
had me so
"Oh my god,
invested.
look at this. Look at this." Uh,
And then they're like, oh, yeah. And also, Haaland to PSG is rumored. I was like, all right, I'm out.
okay, fuck this.
But yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up for City News. This is just a reminder to follow us across all social media platforms, Hollywood Kippax Official on Instagram, and Hollywood Kippax, KIPPAX on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. But TikTok might
Hmm.
be going away, so, whatever, you know what I mean? So
So
they
they
say,
say.
but Trump's like, "I like TikTok. TikTok, people say TikTok might be why I was elected president." So,
TikTok.
um,
I know all the best
I know
TikToks.
all the best TikToks. Some say I'm the best TikToker. Um,
Some say I am
some
the
say
best
I am the best
TikToker.
TikToker. Um, and then, but
Oh
we're
my god.
soon gonna be on what's on Red Note, the Chi
What?
the Chinese, the new one that everyone's going to, Red
Oh,
Note.
let's
Let's
get
get it.
it. Let's
We're
get
gonna get big in
famous.
China. There are City fans in China, you know what I mean? I
Hey,
think
hell yeah.
they did a preseason tour in China at one point,
That's right. That was
the
like
season
2 years
before the
ago, I
trouble.
think.
That summer, they did a run in Japan and China. So, we're gonna be
Yeah.
doing Duolingo, and we're gonna be doing part of our podcast in Chinese here in a minute, so we can to
That's
get
funny.
our to tap into our Chinese audience. But, yeah, so we're just gonna do a quick preview of the next 2 games because we do have a match tomorrow, a midweek match against Brentford away, and then we have on Sunday, Ipswich away. So 2 away games in the Premier League. Let's get into it. Brentford away. Will, this is a bit of a banana peel. What do you think?
Like I say, and I'll say it every time, Brentford gives us a fucking game, dude. That Embuemo, I always call it. If there's a goal happening, it's gonna be that
Yeah,
player. You know what I mean? So, um, tomorrow is gonna be a big lineup, of course. So hopefully, hopefully, Pep saw something, and yes, in the game against Salford City, might probably mix it up. You know, Doku has a newfound confidence right now. So give me Jeremy Doku, give me Haaland, give me Savinho. In the middle, give me, yeah, give me Phil Foden and give me Kevin De Bruyne. I saw Kovacic is back. Kovacic
yeah,
played. So maybe either Kovacic or Gundo, and then give me Rico Lewis, Akanji, Ake, and Gavardio.
yeah. That back line is pretty much, in stone. Um,
Hmm.
no pun intended towards John Stone because he's not in stone right now. But
Yeah.
Kovacic, uh, yeah, Foden, KDB, Bernardo Silva
Where Bernardo
for
for
in
where?
midfield, and then
Okay.
I'll take that Doku, Holland, and Savino if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's 4-4-3.
Hey, they have a new. All those three top players will have a newfound confidence, brother, and they're gonna fucking. If they can do it against somebody like Pep said, this is the ultimate test tomorrow to let us know if we're over that hump or if
Okay,
we're not.
I'll
You know what
drop
I mean?
Silva. Actually, that makes no sense. 4-3-3. Four
Yeah,
four three
exactly.
three.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
and Ortega.
Ortega on
Yeah,
goal.
between the pipes. Brentford away is going to be a tough match. They're going to grind out this result. Hopefully, this game's we start to see a little bit more of the form come back. You know what I mean? Because we're starting to see echoes of what this team could be. You know what I mean? Like in these games, like you say, okay, well that's more City like that game. That's like the last 3 wins, right? So it's like was it Everton? What did we draw Everton or we lose that? No, we think we lost Everton, right? I forgot. But
Mhm.
like we've won 3, right? So we see okay, that's a city I know. And then that next win, that's a city I know. And then this match, like okay, this is 8-0. That okay, we're now like we're back into this. We're busting right now. But this game, hopefully, we do see a city start to show that is like maybe you give us just even more confidence, right? Because like I think a lot of City
Yes.
fans have been writing off our title hopes this season. You know what I mean? But who
Hmm.
knows, really? You know what I mean? Because like Liverpool is good to drop a game. You know what I mean? Like didn't they drop Arsenal?
Yeah.
Was it Arsenal Liverpool? You know what I mean? So um, this it very much well that this Premier League is up for grabs right now, right? Like, Arsenal and Liverpool, good to drop or draw a game, you know what I mean? And then City, once they start locking into some kind of form, they go on a 20-30 game unbeaten run and they could win the league. Maybe I'm not gonna get my hopes up at this point right now about us winning the league, but but hopefully this is the first game where we start to see like, oh shit, this is now we're back. Like we're back. We're more than back, right? So
Hmm.
um
Yep.
what's it? John in the chat says that this is the right time to be playing Brentford and their form is garbage at the moment. They are 11th. They are mid-table right now. So this might as well be, you know what I mean? Not gonna lie, not too I haven't watched a Brentford game, but they can. This is Brentford away is typically a banana peel. Could be a banana peel for us, but hopefully we're locked in for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Predictions, scoreline predictions.
All right. I think we finally get it. Hollywood Kippax safe bet 3-1, baby. 3-1. Give me a brace and give me a one more Savinho
Holland
goal.
brace, one's for Savino. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Those guys have a thing going right now. They have a thing going. Those are bromance right now.
That Savino pass to Holland. That was like that's what Holland.
Barry Kevin De
Yeah,
Bruyne, right?
that's what Holland needs. He needs
Hey.
he needs the ball, those passes to the far edge of the box, and then Halan just tees it right in. You know what I mean? Like just give that to Halan
Yeah.
every day. He puts that in. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully we can see more of that Savino magic. Um, we're gonna go with that official Hollywood Kickbacks prediction. Hollywood Kickbacks safe bet 3-1. You heard it here first, folks. And
Oh,
I
you
do agree.
agree
I'm not gonna challenge you on
with
the
the
same
same?
thing.
All right.
All
I love
right.
it.
Then we get into Ipswich away. Ipswich, they are, I think, in the relegation spots. Let me confirm that. But Ipswich away, I believe, I forget the scoreline of which we beat them the last time because we did play them, I think, early on this season. And we did beat them pretty handedly.
Yeah.
Trying to just pull that information up, but they are in the 18th spot. So they're in the top relegation spot. So, Will, what do you think? How are we going to rotate the squad from Brentford to Ipswich?
Give me the Salford City squad against
Okay.
Ipswich. The exact same thing. Just to see. Yeah, we can do it in the FA Cup, but I want to see if we can do it in the EPL also.
I mean, I think this is definitely a game we should start McAtee. Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
I think
Yes.
this is a you know like I don't even want to call it a safe time to play him because McAtee's not a liability. Just we need to give him more minutes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't want a Cole Palmer situation with James McAtee eventually. You know what I mean? You know, we need to really give him playing time, and also be a good time to give some rest to Haaland. You know what I mean? We do play Chelsea the following week. And who knows?
Hmm.
And I don't even know when the Champions League starts back up. I think we do play. Um, we do
PSG.
PSG the what's it, and midweek before? Yeah.
I think
So
so.
we do
Yes.
need to rest him for that game, and then we do play Chelsea on that Saturday. So so I think this should be a rotated squad where we do incorporate a lot of players, youth players,
Hmm.
but let's maybe try to predict it. What's that line look like? So you're saying the same exact thing that we got with Salford City.
Yeah.
Okay.
But under the bright lights of the EPL, I think this will be a 3-0 win.
3-0. So I think it'll be a smackdown. I think it could be easily a 5-0.
Okay.
I think Haaland brace.
You think Haaland's gonna play against Ipswich?
Oh wait, no. No. Yeah, that's true. Oh, why not? I mean, McAtee brace. McAtee will have another great game. Uh, I mean, I think it'll be a cast of characters scoring goals. It'll be maybe each character has a different goal.
You know who I see fucking kicking
Who?
ass in that game? Mr. Phil Foden.
Maybe brace for Foden would make more sense, but McAtee maybe gets a goal.
Mhm.
Maybe yeah, just a whole range of characters, but maybe I'll actually yeah, Foden brace and then a range of give me a range of cast characters that score goals.
Mhm.
But
Maybe Jack.
maybe yeah, if he plays
You know what I mean? So
rotate
yeah.
squad and then yeah 5-0. So but we do play away. Oh, well yeah, well we do have a Champions League match and then so a lot of soccer to be played in these next few weeks. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, so you heard it here first. Brentford 3-1. Ipswich away. Will says 3-0. I say 5-0. And we'll see if those things land. I haven't had a score prediction go right for me in a long time. In a long
I've been off by 1 point. I've been off by 1 point, but I think finally the HK fucking official bet
yeah.
will happen.
I haven't had a
Yeah.
bet hit since or prediction hit since like the treble season. I didn't get anything last season, nothing last season. And then I can't recall, but I remember the treble season we were on point, like 3-1. That's why we came up with the Kippax Saveback because I think 3-1 was the result of like three,
A
three,
lot of
4, 5
games.
games in a row. So it's like, so
Yeah.
it's pretty much that's what City's good for. But honestly, these games have been hard to predict, and plus City's form has been mercurial. So I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? But I think we're starting to see City get back into form, and I think these are going to be comfortable wins. The week next is going to be more interesting. You know what I mean? See if we could stay in the Champions League,
Hmm.
and see if we can beat Chelsea on Saturday, and I believe that's at home. Chelsea's at home. So and we'll be live streaming for that. So pay attention to that. I believe it's a 9:30 Pacific time clip or what's it game. So
Yeah.
we'll be promoting that a little bit more, but we're getting back into live streaming those matches for you guys. So if you guys want us to tune in on those live streams, make sure you follow us at Hollywood Kickbacks on YouTube, but also follow us at Hollywood Kickbacks Official on Instagram and Hollywood Kickbacks across all the other social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter,
Spotify.
and well, Spotify. Yeah, Spotify. You can
Yeah.
find us there. So that being said, Will, final word. Anything you want to say before we sign off?
Let's get them, boys. Let's get them.
All right.
We need these wins.
All right. So this is a podcast your girlfriend tells you to not worry about. And this is a podcast that supports the best team in the land.
The best team in the
Come
world.
on, City.
Come on,
Come
City.
on. You
You
know
know.
it's gonna be biblical, man. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I don't know if that was not. But see
We'll
you
see.
guys then.
Yes.
All right.
See
Have
you
a good
next
night.
week.
Cheers.